Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Pine School's annual general meeting. This is a corporate event where we honor leadership at the school, celebrate transitions, and get an update on the past year, kind of a fun overview. So first, to begin our program, I want to introduce John Boyer, our Director of Development. He serves as the Administrative Liaison to the Parents Association. So first, John.
All right. So this is the first year, this is my third year, and I've been telling people this is the first year of a semblance of normalcy, with COVID being interrupted my first 2 years at the Pine School. But this is the first year that the Development Office has really had the administrative oversight of the Parents Association. And, I came into this having, overseen Parents Associations before, and one thing that I'm so proud that the Parents Association spent their energy focusing on this year was, teacher support and teacher satisfaction and kind of those little happies that teachers like to get throughout the year. The amount of volunteer support that we had has been completely phenomenal. They would not have been so successful without a wonderful volunteer board that stepped up, I would say blindly, since there was no real precedent for this, and kind of established some structure to the Parents Association this year. So I would like to just announce who was on the PA board this year and thank them. The presidents were Nassim and Matt Hessler. Presidents-elect Danielle and Harold Aberman. Vice presidents of the upper school were Kitty and Jason Auerbach. Vice presidents of the middle school, Angelica and Christian Da Silva. And then we had Kate Bradford, who was our treasurer, and Catherine Dickinson, who was our treasurer-elect. So I just want to give them a round of applause for all the work. To that end, this is also the time in the year when we announce who the Parents Association board is for next year. And I believe that most of you are here, so when I call your name, if you can stand up, just so those that don't know, you can kind of put a face with a name and we know who the PA leadership is going to be next year. So the presidents stepping into that role are Danielle and Harold Aberman. Presidents-elect Evie and Dave Bashan. Presidents of the upper school are Kitty and Jason Auerbach. Vice presidents of the middle school are Adrian and Adriana Acosta. Vice presidents of the lower school, Kim and Jack Berman. And then the treasurer will be Catherine Dickinson, and the treasurer-elect is Taylor Corey. So again, the role of the Parents Association is really to focus on teacher support, teacher appreciation, but then also building community among parents and between parents and teachers. And that's one of those things that, kind of easing out of COVID and bringing more stuff on campus, we're really looking to ramp up next year. It's more of that community building. I know that the Pine School is kind of more of located in Hope Sound. We're much more of a commuter school. With people coming from the south and from the north, but we're looking for opportunities early in the year to really focus on building up that parent community and getting more people to know each other, which I think in the long run is really going to help us flourish as a school. Another thing that the Parents Association serves as is a wonderful bridge between the parents and the school in terms of communication. So whether it's like a question or a concern or an idea that parents might have on how to better appreciate teachers, the PA board is a natural avenue to do that. Benny and I meet with PA leadership every other week. So we're trying to stay well in tune to kind of what the pulse of the parent body is. And then it's also a time for us to kind of bounce and brainstorm ideas off of each other in terms of better supporting our teachers and better building community among the parents. So to that end, I want to introduce and bring up Danielle and Harold Aberman, who are going to be the presidents of the PA next year, and they are going to go through some of the successes that we've had this year. So thank you.
Hi, everybody. Harold and I have a 7th grade daughter. Her name's Harper. I think it helps you kind of figure out where you fit in Pine School. This is our third year here, and we're hoping that this is the normal, or this coming year is the normal year. So I just want to talk about some of the highlights that we've had this year. And Nassim was supposed to be here tonight, but she has a sporting event for her daughter to go to, so that's why we're filling in. It was really a very fun year this year to be on the Parent Association. Some of the highlights were we started out the year with the welcome back reception, which I think was very well attended, especially for new parents. We've had a ton of new parents, and I think we'll have a lot of new parents again this year, and I'm hoping we have a lot of the existing parents returning and just there to welcome each other in. The used uniform sales this year, I think, played a key role because of some of the issues that we had with Land's End. So I think that was especially good for a lot of the new families. And if you've taken a walk over to the gym, you might have noticed that there's a new bin. So now you know where to drop off some of the clothes that your kids have grown out of. This year, the campus decorating committee was especially key and made it look really festive. That also led to a major project with purging a lot of the old and decrepit things that we had in the attic. That was a major project that we relied on a lot of volunteers to help with. I don't know if you've ever been up and down those stairs to the attic, but they're very treacherous. The Parent Association has also been very involved in fundraising through the Night Fund Committee and the Auction Committee. But I would say that most of our meetings have been focused around teacher appreciation and showing our teachers some love. They've had an especially rough few years trying to figure out how to teach your kids during extenuating circumstances. So some of I think the two biggest things that they appreciated were that we bought a refrigerator for their break room, and these teachers drink a lot of soda. So Jessica and John were on soda runs like every day, going to Publix and restocking it. And this year we're going to have more teachers, so we might need a bigger refrigerator. So that was probably one of the biggest things that they appreciated. Additionally, we bought them really nice North Face fleeces that said Pine on it. I don't know if you noticed it, but they all kind of wore them with a lot of pride. They were kind of walking taller that day that they came in to pick the right size and when they showed up. So that went over really well. We also, all of the teachers got free car washes at the Island Auto Spa. We did a holiday pie event where the week before we went on break, a bunch of volunteers came in and packaged up pies to really give them a nice send-off for the holidays. For Off-Campus Education Week, they had some really nice care packages that we put together. So while they were out creating memories with your kids, they also came back to a room where they had some of their favorite snacks to kind of relax with. Just call it relax. No adult beverages. At least sponsor. So we also, the Parent Association also sponsored breakfasts on the professional development days that was very appreciated. And if you attended Field Day, we sponsored the barbecue afterwards, which was really nice. And I hope this year we get more people involved in that. It's a really fun event, and it's just an opportunity to meet more parents and to see your kids having a great time. So I really, if you didn't go this year, please come next year, because it's just fun to see these kids on Hoppity Hops and just having a great time. We have dozens of volunteer opportunities, and we have so many volunteers that this coming week we're having a volunteer appreciation breakfast at Perry and the Natives, so that we can recognize all that they've done, because it goes way beyond what I've just highlighted. We have plans for pumpkin decorating, for Grandparents' Day, all kinds of For next year, this year we showed the teachers a lot of love, and for next year we really want to focus a lot more on parent connection and creating memories for the parents that anchor them to the school. I think that's one of the big hits that we took with COVID, is that we lost a lot of the parent connection and the ability to talk to each other and to just to know each other, to know who your kids are in school with, or who the parents are that your kids are in class with. So right out of the gate, between the time that school starts and before Halloween, we are planning on having grade level socials. We don't know exactly how it looks, but we've had a lot of conversations about getting the grades together so that all of you are meeting people in the kids' classes. So that's a big effort. Additionally, in the past, the Parent Association has sponsored parent education events. So we are looking into what that might look like this coming year, like what topics parents might be interested in hearing. So that's an ongoing conversation. So if you have ideas, or if you think you know a great speaker that would want to talk about a relevant topic for high school families, high school parents, please let us know. But that's really, and in addition, I think this year, since we've been here, this has been the most consistent, focused communication that we've had on Sunday nights about the coming week. So we hope that continues and is enhanced for the coming year, because I think that helps give parents a heads up on what to expect from the kids for the coming week. So we hope to continue with that, as well as finding additional access for parents for used uniforms throughout the year, as well as access to the students. So thank you, and I look forward to this coming year.
Vouch for how awesome the place pieces are. It's great to have them in our dining hall some days for lunch. It's a little chilly here. So what we're going to do next is honor some transitions on our board of trustees. And so to acknowledge and celebrate our retiring trustees, I'd like to invite Board Chair Liza Hutchinson.
Thank you. I have the privilege and pleasure to celebrate some departing trustees. There are 5 of them, and unfortunately, only one of them is here tonight. So I'll save her for last. But I will mention the others because they've been wonderful part of the board. First is Wendell Cave, and Wendell's been instrumental in our Buildings and Grounds Committee. I don't know if you noticed when you come over the hill about the wildflowers on the hill, but that's all he's doing. He has worked with students, educating them on how to beautify our campus, and he took them up there to spread seeds. We appreciate his in-kind service so much. So thank you, Wendell. You don't have to clap for the rest of them until I get to Kathleen. Okay. Justin Mclean. So Justin has worked on buildings and grounds as well, and unfortunately, he and his family moved to New Hampshire. They relocated there, but not before making the Arts and Athletic Center one of their top philanthropic priorities, as well as he used his vast knowledge in construction to help us really, just every construction meeting he was there. It was great. And we're going to miss him and his family. Sandra Price. So Sandra served our school in many capacities as a parent, a teacher, and then most recently as a trustee. She led our Strategic Initiatives Committee and worked tirelessly to gather information and organize us as a board to produce our new mission statement and our new DEIA statement. And we couldn't have done it without her. She's not here tonight because she is a first-time grandmother as of yesterday. And she had an opportunity to meet her grandson. so we'll let her off. Eric Wessel. Eric served the board for many years as a past Pine parent. He served on our finance committee, and we really appreciate the length of his service. But I also appreciate his humor, because he would always quietly remind me that I needed to adjourn board meetings formally, and I would always forget that. So I'll miss that. Okay, Kathleen Slater. Kathleen, can you come up here? Come on. So Kathleen's played different roles as a Pine grandparent and as a trustee. She's had 9 grandchildren, well, some are still here, go through the Pine School, and that's a collective of over 20 years of association with the school, right? Okay. She served on Strategic Initiatives Committee, she served on Governance Committee, and she's on our Executive Committee. And she provides such wisdom and perspective. And she's also been very generous to our Arts and Athletic Center campaign, making this building a reality. And we're just going to miss you so much. You can have all the pens, because you're welcome. Okay, well, that's it for me.
Wait out there.
Thank you very much.
To stay up here for a moment. So to thank Liza, who's our retiring board chair, Wessel.
Gratitude. I want to thank you for being on the board, for working with us. Before we get into all the new trustees, you've been on the board since 2015. You had 2 daughters go to the school. We've been actively involved in the DEI statement, the mission statement, of course, most recently the arts and athletic building. So I am very sorry to see you go, even though I beg you multiple times. But we wanted to say thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I'd like to introduce all the new trustees that will be joining this year. So I think they're all here. The first one, Tony Julian, our here somewhere? Tony, the vice president of RDF Environmental Group. Him and his wife, Devin, have 2 kids at the school, both the 8th grade and 6th grade. And that's a very good book to Next is Ellen Koo. Are you Ellen? Yes. Very excited. Ellen's a professor of ophthalmology at the University of Miami, and her and her husband have a son here in 3rd grade. Next is AJ Longmaid, who is over here. He's the Director of Operations for Burr Yacht Sales, and him and his wife Jamie have 2 kids in the school, right? You have to have a certain number of kids to get on. Next is Tom Mcnicholas, who's the president of Mcnicholas Associates. Tom and his wife Christina have 3 kids at the Pine School. This person does not have any kids at the school. However, this person is a Pine lifer who went to the school from elementary to 12th grade, graduating in 2012. And I'm very happy to say that this is our 2nd alumni joining the board. Grant Cortell, are you here? Get some kids now. Next is Scott Pagano. Scott and his wife Laura moved down here in 2014. Scott and Laura have 2 kids at the school. And last is Amy Swan, who is coming up here. Amy has taught modern dance and dance composition at the Dreyfus School and served as the Dean of Dance. And her and her husband Rob have 3 kids at the Pine School. I just want to thank all of you for volunteering to be part of the board, and we look forward to working with all of you for the next couple of years. Next thing I'd like to do is actually bring another one of our board members up here, Michael Ray. Michael Ray, come up here. Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Let's make it official. I'm the secretary of schools,
Hey,
so I am taking the minutes here today to make everything official. I thought it would be a good time now to go ahead and make a motion. I'd like to make a motion to ratify the election results that took place at the board meeting on May 5th. Would anyone like to second the motion?
Second.
Thank you. And all in favor of ratifying the election that took place on May 5th? Anyone object? I would say it passed unanimously then. Thank you. And one more housekeeping matter, if you don't mind, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the May 5th board meeting. Second, anyone? Second. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any objections? No. Passed unanimously. Thank you.
So I'm very excited to hear Michael's presentation. Michael is going to be talking about our strategic planning, the head of the strategic planning committee. We have a lot of good stuff coming to school soon, and I'm very excited to hear the presentation.
Well, thank you for the introduction, Russell. It is a pleasure to be here today and to share the Board of Trustees' new strategic plan. My name is Michael Reese. I'm a member of the Pine class of 2012 and head of the Strategic Initiatives Committee on the Board of Trustees. The committee's job this year was to craft our strategic plan, the work of the Board of Trustees over the next 3 years. As you know, the board has many responsibilities, passing budgets, fundraising, lots more, but we also have the opportunity to think a little bit bigger and to look ahead to Pine's future. A strategic plan is the product of that thinking, broken down into actionable steps. Early this year, the board came together to define what that future would look like. The first question we asked ourselves as we embarked on our strategic planning journey is one that has come up quite a bit. How do you make plans in a time where change is sort of constant? We focused on the endpoint. Where do we want to be in 10 years, 20 years, and how do we leverage our strengths and unique attributes to this end? The result of this session was the board's vision statement, a simple, clear articulation of what we want Pine to be. And it's simple, a world-class education in an extraordinary environment. That's the goal. That's where we want to be. We then asked perhaps a more difficult question to the board, to faculty, to the broader community. What is a world-class education? And as it turns out, and as we suspected from the onset, there were many different views here. But some common themes emerged, and to show some of these, I'll actually use feedback from surveys that we sent out to the communities. One parent mentioned that they want to see, quote, faculty that have a passion for their subject area and the ability to inspire their students. Another parent hopes that the Pine School is acknowledged for its excellent academics, but most importantly for its small community feel that helps us establish confidence and support for the students. One faculty member writes that they want to recruit and work with hardworking, innovative overachievers, the same mentality we expect from our students. Another comments that ultimately students should become lifelong learners, be resilient and courageous, be not afraid to take on challenges, have a strong foundation in important fields, can lead and follow, can speak and read and write, have strong executive and social skills, and can appreciate the value of a liberal arts education. The strategic plan takes in all of this feedback to define a world-class education and outline the work the board will do over the next 3 years to achieve that vision. The plan has 3 priorities. Number 1, enhance our extraordinary environment by undergoing a master campus planning process. This will help us better understand how to utilize our campus. As we complete our new Arts and Athletics Center, the board wants to prioritize the many different potential projects moving forward. Number 2, to offer a world-class education, we need world-class faculty. To this end, the focus for the board will be to rigorously benchmark and assess our faculty and staff compensation. We will also spell out a comprehensive compensation plan, inclusive of benefits, advancement opportunities, and more. All in all, we want to reduce the barriers to hiring and recruiting the best faculty and staff for our students. And number 3, to lock in our strong current financial position, the board will formalize policies on how to use excess funds and better understand our community's fundraising capacity for future projects, all in service of our school's continued success. In crafting this plan, the committee wanted to make sure it was ambitious yet achievable in the 3-year period. In service of accountability, we have a complementary strategic financial plan, which will ensure that we put our money where our mouth is, quite literally, and can make these goals a reality. The Pine School has been exceptionally resilient through a few years of high uncertainty. We are on very rock-solid footing as a school, and the underlying thesis guiding our plan is to lock in a foundation for future success. As an alumnus, it is exciting for me to see how well my alma mater is doing, and to contribute in a small way to its progress. Every graduating student from Pine should have access to the world-class education and extraordinary environment that were central to my time here. I would be remiss if I didn't end by offering huge thank yous to lots of folks who participated in this planning process. First, the faculty, parents, and the board for spending time answering surveys and thinking deeply about what they value in our school. To the Strategic Initiatives Committee, Heidi Kay, Jonathan Tolliver, Jen McDonough, Beth Leidengarver, Tom Mcnicholas, Liza Hutchinson, Kathleen Slater, Sandra Price, Russell Katz, and Teresa Krastel, who spent many hours watching the sausage being made on this plan and offering really valuable insights and suggestions throughout. To Kim Bednarek from the FCIS, who helped us structure the process and was a great sounding board for us. And lastly, to Vinnie Caffrey, without whom this plan would not have come together with the thoroughness, cohesion, and clarity that characterize it. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me with any questions you have about our strategic plan. It's important to me. I think that the school understands the work of the board, and you'll certainly be able to see more about our strategic plan in the coming months. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak to you all. Thank you, Liza, for giving me the opportunity to head up this committee this year. And with that, I'll head it over to Vinnie, head of school.
Thank you so much, Michael, and a special thank you to all our trustees, new, returning, and retiring. It is a sincere professional pleasure to get to work with Pine's board. That they give up their time so freely and selflessly is a testament to their commitment. I am grateful to lead our school with them. The strategic plan they have approved offers clear vision for our shared work in the coming years and will undoubtedly propel the Pine School as we continue to establish ourselves and provide a world-class education in an extraordinary environment. This is now my 5th time at our annual general meeting to stand before the community and celebrate the Pine School. I get unending satisfaction from having the vantage of hindsight and pulling together all we have accomplished over the past year. In summary, the 21-22 school year has been one for the record books. The first evers abound. With this program tonight serving as our annual corporate meeting, it's fitting to turn our attention first to finances and operations. Our 21-22 revenue hit a new maximum. More importantly, though, the Pine School planned and is executing a fiscal year budget without a fundraising gap, an uncommon accomplishment in the independent school world. We can now look to our annual fundraising efforts to support our capital needs and unplanned expenses. As a nonprofit corporation, we aren't trying to increase our shareholder value. Our equity, if you will, comes from pursuing our mission and reinvesting resources to secure our school for the future. That is happening at the Pine School. For the first time ever, the school established an account as a provision for plant replacement, renewal, and special maintenance. We have come into a different level of financial help and have been able to install brand new chillers, AC sensors, and a building automation system for climate control. I am grateful to Kelly Carlson and her team in the business office, as well as JT Mass and the maintenance team for their tireless attention to our financial and physical resources. The consistent care Kelly, JT, and their teams have taken has made all the difference in the operational functions of our school. Now deciding what to save, what to reinvest, and what to prioritize for replacement and capital spending is the shared work of Pine's Board of Trustees and Administration. In the board's strategic plan, the financial goal they've committed to will ensure that this happens thoroughly and thoughtfully. What's driven so much of our financial stability? It begins where it always does, in admission and enrollment. This year, like last, inquiries and applications are very strong, and for the first time ever, kindergarten on the Hope Sound campus is fully enrolled with a wait pool. We are on track to enroll our largest freshman class ever, and most grades for the 22-23 school year are already full. Thank you so much to Beth Lettengarver, Carol D. Ankrum, and Mary Franks for all they do to welcome and admit new students. This year, their job has gotten a little tougher. We have as many applications as last, but with so many students already on campus, we can't make room for the same number of newly admitted ones. In fact, as proud as it makes me to see so much new interest in Pine, I'm even more proud of our strong retention and the high percentage of students who will return in the fall. This is a true testament to the strength of our program. When I say program, I mean that which is offered to our students both academically and co-curricularly. Students return and new students enroll because of excellent instruction, outstanding arts, athletics, and student life, and strong student support. I have an incredible team of administrative colleagues to lead our efforts. Kelly Hilton Green, Suzanne Carlino, Jonathan Tolliver, Sean Carlson, and Heidi Kay offer divisional and school-wide guidance. It is our faculty, however, who are doing our most important work every day. I could not be more excited that our board will prioritize faculty recruitment and compensation in its new strategic plan. No school will ever exceed the quality of its teachers. That the Pine School Board recognizes this and sees our faculty as the cornerstone for our future success is amazing. To continue my focus tonight on first evers, I hope some of you made it upstairs to the biology classroom to see the manatee skeleton our Florida Environmental Studies class is articulating. That might be a first ever in a high school anywhere. It has been an amazing project, and through it, our students hope to raise awareness about conservation. The Pine School continues to garner honors for our many and varied green efforts. In a recent Keep Martin Beautiful Stewardship Awards ceremony, we were recognized for our environmental initiatives, and lower school science teacher extraordinaire Jack Browning received the Youth Engagement Award. Within our program, Pine's Academic Center, administered by Kayla Berger, has grown by leaps and bounds this year. For the first time ever, by formalizing enrollment in specific tutoring services, the teachers who staff this department are able to track progress, follow up with parents and teachers, and guide students to greater academic success. The Pine School provides 85 individual tutoring sessions per rotation to middle and upper school students and has a wait list for these services. Next year, Kayla will direct this K-12 department and add more consistency across all divisions as we offer lower school students the support as well. All right, on to Pine Athletics. It has been a remarkable year for our Knights. Under the new leadership of Jeff Shirk, we've had teams advance further than ever before in postseason play. Our boys varsity soccer team won the state title, a first ever for a Pine team sport. Whether you were on the field or in the stands in DeLand or watching the game live stream, seeing that winning goal in those final moments is a memory that won't be forgotten. For another first, our girls varsity cross country team advanced to the state meet this past fall. And just yesterday, for the first time ever, we had a girls relay team compete at the state track meet, along with a returning Pine pole vaulter. We have seen some huge shifts on those record boards in the gym. Also in sports, our new relationship with FC Florida Prep Academy has yielded the opportunity to provide education to their soccer players who also qualify for admission to the Pine School. FC Florida rents classroom space and fields from the Pine School, and through this relationship, the Texter family has gifted our campus with our new field near the front gate. It is wonderful to see our athletic facilities grow. In the arts, we've had numerous noteworthy achievements this year, but rather than first evers, I will offer that the real story is more about last evers. Our students have performed in our gym on temporary stages for the last time. We have hosted gallery night in the hallway upstairs for the last time. We are teaching music in converted gym space for the last time. I hope everyone comes back to this meeting next year to hear about the many ways our new Arts and Athletics Center has reshaped our fine arts program. I am so proud we will soon have a facility to honor the talented students we have. As a K-12 college preparatory school, we can't help but see college admissions outcomes as a testament to our success. Our students have undoubtedly seen college doors open that might not otherwise. And new Director of College Counseling, Kathleen Bracken, has already made a positive connection with our rising seniors and juniors. The variety of schools our students head to is evidence of our personalized approach to counseling. Guided by Pine's founding and now retired Director of College Counseling, Janet Pacifico, this year's seniors are off to colleges across the country, from UC Berkeley to Brown, from Carnegie Mellon to Tulane. For the first time ever, a Pine student will matriculate to University of Wisconsin. Don't tell the Gator fans, but the most popular college this year was FSU. 4 will attend. The class of 2022 boasts one National Merit finalist, Hannah Squire, about whom we are sure to hear much as we celebrate this year's graduates. The Pine School's programmatic successes are clearly creating an exciting buzz. Organic word of mouth and advertisement and referrals are strong. Our communication and marketing efforts, directed by Robert Ankrum, continue to propel our brand recognition and reputation. The Pine School contracted 2 years ago with Drive Social Media, a digital advertising company. Clearly, these campaigns have taken hold. We've also joined Palm Beach County Business Development Board to increase exposure for companies and employees relocating to this area. The attention we are getting is obvious. Next year, Robert will develop a new website for the Pine School, as we will fully transition all of our academic and operational software to Blackbaud. Thank you in advance to technology directors Jorge Salas and Paul Needham for leading us through this change, as well as their work supporting our first ever one-to-one laptop program for our 8th graders. Next year, 7th graders will also join in using this hardware. Further driving so much of what we are accomplishing and providing to our students and faculty is our success and development. John Boyer and Jessica Sines make a wonderful team and have led our development efforts to set many records this year, including an all-time high for our annual Night Fun campaign. It has raised over $450,000 so far this year, with about 20% of that coming in on Give Day just over a week ago. For the first time, the school received a leadership level gift from alumni siblings, and we now have more alumni than ever giving back to their alma mater. As for our capital campaign, which now holds a point of singular focus as we plan to open our building in the fall, I have an exciting update. Just this week, we received an anonymous pledge for $50,000 that will finish a gift of $250,000 to name the building's front courtyard. The generosity of this community is stunning. I invite each of you, if you haven't already, to join me and my husband Andrew in making a gift to the Arts and Athletics building. Some of you are already asking, well, what's next for the Pine School and our campus? Again, and as you heard from Michael with the strategic goals he announced, Our trustees have zeroed in on the need for a plan and will work in the coming year to hire a firm to lead us through a master campus planning process. We have many wants, a few needs, and a huge opportunity ahead of us as we take stock of our current campus and available land. A few weeks ago, a friend asked me, "What's the biggest change at Pine since I've been here?" My quick answer was growth. Growth of the student body, of our faculty, and of our footprint with the addition of our new building. Next year, we'll add class sections in 2nd, 3rd, and 6th grade, and we'll have expanded sections to capacity even with our new building. We will welcome 7 additional faculty members to our campus next year, including, for the first time ever, a math specialist and a 3D art teacher. However, I think an even better answer to this question is that Pine is not just growing, it's growing up. Retention, alumni giving and board service, integrated school-wide software, stable board leadership and a succinct strategic plan, administrators recruited nationally, a head of school who is no longer new and has never known the Pine School on 2 campuses. We are currently conducting our self-study for accreditation through the Florida Council of Independent Schools. And rather than be worried about meeting the standards, we are digging into the process to improve our school and can't wait to show off to our visiting team. For the first time ever, our faculty will welcome a colleague next year who earned his high school diploma from the Pine School. Connor Mortel, class of 15, will be making history. We are all growing up. Beth Lettengarver, who has admitted every child on this campus to the Pine School, recounted a story that is a good one for perspective. Pat Bassett, former president of the National Association of Independent Schools, met with Pine's administrative team early in 2007 as the new upper school was getting ready to move onto the Hope Sound campus. Seated around a folding table in what is now the kindergarten room, Bassett noted that it would take at least 10 years before the school hit a tipping point in enrollment for its new upper school. Little did he know, but just shy of 10 years later, the school would make another big move in transitioning our lower school to the Hope Sound campus. This huge change in many ways reset our 10-year clock. Now, 7 years after our campuses united and Pine opened a K-12 school in Hope Sound, we are finally feeling our roots take hold for the entirety of the education we provide. I share what I do with you tonight, not only to celebrate our accomplishments, but also to invigorate us for the work ahead. We all know that with growth and growing up, we are sure to have some growing pains. We've felt them this year as we've welcomed 120 plus new students to our campus, and yet held on to our close-knit environment. The growing pains have crept in amidst various challenges as we've tried something new to see if it's a better solution. We'll definitely feel the pinch this summer as we move into our new spaces and offices. Press on we will though, because we are maturing into a school that provides a world-class education in an extraordinary environment. We are going to follow the plan, innovate as we can, and continue to evolve into the incredible independent school we are meant to be. I hope you can see now that the 21-22 school year is one for the record books. Next year might be as well. It is always a great day to be a Knight. I'll offer that this is an incredible time to be a Knight as well. Thank you so much for coming this evening to our annual general meeting.